time now for Media Watch, and I'm joined in the studio by James Creedon. Good evening.
Hi, Emma.
You've been looking at the coverage of Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton. Unsurprisingly, it's really dominating social media and media as a whole right now.
That's right. It's fascinating to read about Bernie Sanders' slow but consistent rise to the top of the votes and the polls and all of that. One piece that I thought was quite interesting in Salon.com, it's almost over for Hillary. This election is a mass insurrection against a rigged system. And this is a piece by Bill Curry, who was actually a senior advisor to Bill Clinton. So I think it's pretty interesting that that perspective is coming from a former insider of the Clinton camp, if you like. Now, he speaks about a number of different things. He talks about the Iowa vote, which Hillary just about won. And in fact, he says that that was down to esoteric rules of the Iowa Democratic Caucus, that every attempt was being made within the party to keep Bernie Sanders out, if you like, even in terms of debates that were being organised. They were being organised when there was likely to be a very low amount of viewers, that essentially within the Democratic Party, Hillary Clinton had been crowned the lady to take on the party nomination, and that all efforts were being made to keep Sanders out. And what's more, all evidence indicates that Sanders won the popular vote in Iowa. So in fact, that's something that's been quickly forgotten about as we move on to New Hampshire, but that says a lot in itself. Now, what else does this article point out? Well, the media blackout of Bernie Sanders, which has now been proved not to have worked, because thanks to social media and new media, etc., people, the grassroots, have been able to make contact with his campaign without the need for networks, etc., to do that for them. In 2015, ABC News devoted 261 minutes to the 2016 campaign. So that's one of the big networks in the US. It devoted a huge amount of time to the campaign. Donald Trump got 81 minutes, so he was doing okay. Bernie Sanders, 20 seconds. And what's more, what this article points out, most of the cable commentariat, as they point out, were really anti-Bernie Sanders. He was a socialist. He was a maverick. He's just to be dismissed. But in fact, look at how it's now turning out. Finally, this article points out that he is making a record-breaking 1.3 million small donors. So even though he doesn't have big backers like Hillary Clinton, he's managing to make money from small donations, also thanks to new media and crowdfunding and all of that. So it's very interesting to see the way in which outsiders such as Donald Trump, who has not had backing apart from his own fortune as well, and Bernie Sanders with a massive amount of small donors, they are bucking the establishment candidates, if you like, or managing to get in ahead of them. So all sorts of coverage about that. Also the fact that Hillary Clinton is, and her political machine, well oiled with corporate donations, is really being bossed. And just one quote from another article in Salon.com: only Bernie Sanders has harnessed the full power of an electorate disgusted with politicians yet to disclose the transcripts of million-dollar speeches. And nothing defines establishment politics better than a Democrat who takes money from the same interest that harm core constituencies of the Democratic Party.
And one of the most interesting developments that we're seeing with this rise of Bernie Sanders is that he's actually attracting more female votes than Hillary Clinton.
That's right. Young voters, whether they may be male or female, they're going towards Bernie Sanders much more often. Why young women are so upset at Madeleine Albright and Gloria Steinem. Now, this is an interesting one because two heavyweight ladies who are known for their, what would you say, defence of the feminist cause, etc., came out and spoke very publicly in favour of Hillary Clinton at a very recent rally. And there's been a massive backlash by young female voters. Now, Gloria Steinem, who is a 1960s feminist icon, says, when you're younger, you think, where are the boys? The boys are with Bernie. And she essentially was insinuating that female voters really need to express solidarity with Hillary Clinton and smash through that glass ceiling and all of that. Well, she ended up having to apologise for those remarks. Madeleine Albright, for her part, told young women at a campaign event this past weekend, just remember there's a special place in hell for women who don't help each other. Now, a lot of young women did not agree with that, and indeed there were open letters to Gloria Steinem, criticising her. As I said, she did apologise for that. She nuanced those comments. Now, she's known for what they call intersectional feminism. That is the idea that feminism must align itself with race issues, with other minority campaigns, etc., and that there's a sort of a cross-pollination. And some are saying here, well, actually, when you see the way in which feminism is elitist and white and all of that associated with the Hillary Clinton campaign, at least that's what the critics say, this isn't really what we would consider intersectional feminism at all.
It seems a shame if
Yes.
all that people have to say is vote for her, she's a woman, rather than vote for her policies.
That's right. I think so too.
James Creedon, thank you very much indeed.
Thanks, Emma.